Hi friends, welcome back to another tutorial of iPhone app development. In this tutorial, we are going to discuss the Spritekit, and in the Spritekit, we are going to create a game. The game will be Feed the Crocodile. If you remember, I have added the YouTube short of this game and you can see how the final project goes. See, there is a crocodile. As you can see, there is a crocodile and there is a rope. The rope is carrying a feed for a crocodile and the user are allowed to cut the rope and feed the crocodile. If the users are not able to feed the crocodile or cut the rope properly, the feed or a fruit will drop to the water, or if the user are able to cut the rope at a very decided point, correct point, the fruit will be given to the crocodile. So this is how the game goes, like this. So for this game, what will be the algorithm? As you can see, what we need to create a background. As it is very simple, we need to add the background and the crocodile. Now you can see that the crocodile image is opening and closing his mouth, and also if you leave this game for a point, you can see that crocodile is opening and closing his mouth, and as a fruit come to the area, a certain area close to the crocodile mouth, the mouth of the crocodile get open, and if the fruit is if the fruit is hanging and user is not doing anything, the crocodile, in that case also, the crocodile is opening and shutting his mouth. So we need to write the logic for this. Also we need to write the logic to drop the fruit in water or to feed the crocodile. So we need to see if the fruit is coming to the area close to the crocodile mouth, and if it is coming close to the crocodile mouth, crocodile will be so able to eat that fruit, or the fruit will drop to the water. So we need to write all these logic, and the user will be given points accordingly. As he will be able to feed the crocodile, he will get the point. If he is not able to feed the crocodile, the game resumes to a new game. So see, we will be adding the water and the background. We will be adding the crocodile, and crocodile image should open and shut mouth, and the open and shut mouth animation should be added for the crocodile. We need to add the fruit for the crocodile, and the fruit should be hanging with the rope. So we need to write the code to write the rope carrying fruit, and we will be adding the rope holder also, so that the rope will be fixed to a point. We need a 3 rope holder. So we will be writing all these code. Coming to the Xcode project, we are going to create this game. This is the part 1. So we will be doing the hanging of the fruit part, the crocodile animation, the background in the water, and we will be completing this project in our second tutorial or a third tutorial if it is needed. So let us begin with our Xcode code and create a new Xcode project. We will just we will select a game here, click a next button, write the name of our game. If we are going to create Feed a Crocodile, I am just providing it a name of Feed a Crocodile, and then I will create a next button. Before that, you can check if the language is Swift, technology is Spritekit, and integrate gameplay kit. If it is needed, you can check this button, but if it is not needed, you can uncheck also. So but we will be using gameplay kit framework later on, so I am just selecting this. I will click next button, and I will put my code on my desktop. So my project has been created. The project has been created for the universal app. So I will select iPad and I will just run my project. After running your project, you will find that the project has some inbuilt game from the Xcode. Xcode has provided you a very basic game for in a Spritekit. So we will get rid of all the code of the Spritekit that Xcode has provided, and we will create our own game. See, this game has been provided by the Xcode for the beginner. So we will just get rid of all the codes and we will create our own game. Before that, if you want to create your project in a landscape, you just need to do one thing. Just click a info button over here and select, just delete this portrait from here. And but if you don't want to create your game for a landscape, you can avoid this or just skip this step. But I just want to create a game for a landscape, so I am just getting rid of the portrait mode. I will just run my code and see what happened. The project has been created for a landscape. Now I will just delete this .sks file because I will not be using this sks file. This is for like a user interface, but I will do all the thing with my code. So I will just delete these two files. Next thing, go to the game view controller. See, this sks file has been called. So I will just delete this code also. Also, in game scene.swift file, here in a game scene.swift, you can see that there are lots of code written for the basic game that Xcode has provided us. So I will just delete all these code. I will just delete all the code related to touch. First of all, touch down, touch move, and then I will just delete this scene did load because I am not going to call game scene. I will create my own code. So I will just use did move function of the Spritekit for calling my file. Here in the did move, I will just provide a background color for my screen. Self dot background color is equal to UI color red, so that I can get to know my scene has been called. In game view controller file, in view did load method, in the view did load, I will just call this game scene. How I will call this game scene? I will use a UI view. I will just typecast my UI view to SK view, and then I will add a game scene to SK view and present my game scene over the game scene on my SK view. So just create typecast my UI view. So I will write, you can write SK view is equal to self.view as SK view. But what you need a exclamation mark so that view is not empty. Also in main.storyboard, if you have created your project with the game, remember in the initially when we were creating the project, I selected a game platform. If you don't select a game platform, then this UI view will not have been customized for SK view. See, here it has been customized for SK view, but if you are using the original method like iOS, creating a project for the iOS, not for the game, then you need to use this class. Here inside the custom class you will write SK view, but here it is already written, so we don't need to write. My self.view has been typecast as SK view in my storyboard also. So here I have typecast it for in the view did load method. I will just use if let method so that my view will not remain empty. So if let SK view is equal to self.view Okay, and then inside that I will create a class I will create a object for my game scene. So create an object for game scene object. You can write is equal to game scene and initialize this game scene with size you don't need this. If let skview is equal to self.view as game scene size of the game scene I will provide. Let me see if Xcode is providing me any error. Yes, it is providing me. Okay, now it is saying treating a force typecast to skview as optional will never produce nil. Use a question mark instead of using this because I am using if let, so no need to write this exclamation mark. Now it is okay. Now what will be the size? I will write CG size, and inside the CG size I will write breadth and a height. Breadth will be self.view dot frame dot breadth and height will be self dot view dot frame dot height. And I will just present this self dot not self is not needed, skview dot present scene s game scene object, or you can use game scene, it will also be good. Game scene step after presenting this game scene over skview, I will just write before this I will do one more thing. I will write dot skview dot scale mode content mode is equal to aspect scale aspect fit, and then few more thing skview dot ignore sibling order is equal to true. By default this value has been is put to false, but we will use true. And skview dot fps, so fps count is equal to false, so that fps count will not be visible to us. And also dot node count, so node count is equal to false. These two things should not be shown, it doesn't look good. And ignore sibling order, we will discuss ignored sibling order in our next video in detail in separate video. For now just put it to true and just run your code. See, your game scene has been presented over your skview, or self.view has been typecast and game scene has been presented. Now we will provide a image, background image, and then we will add a crocodile. So for that let me write one function, add background. It is very good practice to create a separate function for entire thing. So I will create a separate function for a add background, and I will create a separate function for add crocodile. And I will call these two functions from my these two functions I will add in the game scene because game scene has been added. And now I will do all the thing in my game scene class. So I will use these two functions and I will just call these two functions in my did move method. So I will use add background here, and I will use add crocodile. Thereafter I will add the rope and I will add the food. Before that, let me write code for the background and the crocodile. Add a background. So we need what we need? We need a background image. So let me add the background image to my asset. So I have already created one project. So I am taking out the background image from there, and I will add this background image in my asset. You can use this plus import from other project. See, you have a import from project, and if you add this image here, see, if you add this image like this, paste here and like this, or you don't need to add like this. Okay, you have added a here background, and now you can use this import from project. Let me do one thing. I will just background.jpg I will add here in the project, and now I will just add this import from project, and now I have background.jpg. I will just import, and this is import. The image has been imported, so I will just use a single scale, and see, this background has been added. I will use this background.jpg name. Now you can delete this image from here, move to trash, but it will remain in the asset. Now in the background, add background, I will write the code to add the background. So I will use a node. What node? Background node. Node is equal to sk sprite node, and I will just, you can use a texture name over here. Let background texture is equal to sk texture, and initialize this texture with the image name. An image name, you have a background, and use this sk texture, initialize this sprite node with a texture like this, and you can use background texture. Now the background node has been created, and now I will just write the size for the background node. Background node dot size is equal to cg size, and what will be the size? Size will be the size of this background texture, entire background texture. So texture dot size dot width, and background texture dot size dot height, and then I will write the position for this. Dot position, what will be the position? In the middle of the screen. For the writing that, for taking that position, I will write cg point, and in the cg point I will provide x and y. Middle of the screen, you will write frame dot mid x, min x, mid x, and max x. We have 3 points provided with the x code, so I will use the mid x. Frame dot mid y, and this will provide, add my image in the middle of the screen. Now I will self dot add child. In the scene sk scene file, in the sk scene class, we will use add child, and add child we will use add child method and we will add this background node in our add child. So now my background has been added. Let me run my code and see if the background has been added or not. See, the background has been added, but I can see my image size is not too large, so it is not covering the entire screen. So what I will do, I will just do one thing. I will use a scale mode for this background node dot scale or you can do one more thing. You can use the size width multiplied by 2 and height multiplied by 2. Let me see if the image get blurred or not. See, it is covering the entire screen now, but the image has been enlarged by twice. So just use this 0.5, not 0.5, width multiplied by 1.5, you can say 1.5, and height also multiplied by 1.5, or you can use a greater size image also. It will be good if you use a greater size image. Let me show you how you can enlarge your image. Or you can do one more thing. Go to your asset, click on the background, so in Finder, and inside this, see, open with preview. See, the size of the image here is, you can see what is the size of the image with the info provided over here. If you select this, you will get the size of the image 798 and 630, a bit smaller. So you can just use in the preview, you can scale or adjust the size of your image with adjust size. If it is in the pixel, it is 798 by 630. So 1024 you will use, and the size of the image will be enlarged. Now you don't need to add this in your in your game scene. You don't need to add this multiplier. You can delete this multiplier, and now the image will look okay. Let me see. Now the image is looking okay. See, I have just enlarged my image, or you can use a multiplier also. So now the background has been added. Now I will add the crocodile. Similar to adding the background, I will add the crocodile node. I will write this texture, or you can use a common, like this common texture class, texture variable, and you can just use this variable everywhere. See, texture will be my crocodile. Crocodile, I will add the crocodile image. Crocodile, and then I will use the crocodile node, or you can use a name as a node. So you can use this code everywhere. So I will use this as a node, and I will just background, instead of background I will use a node, and the node will be the texture will be added to the node. I will use a size for the crocodile, I will use the position for the crocodile, and I will add the crocodile like this. So for that I will add the crocodile image. So let me see if I have a crocodile image over here. In my final project I have added a crocodile image. So let me take my crocodile image from there. So see, I have two crocodile image, mouth open and mouth closed. So first of all, let me use a mouth closed crocodile. Copy this image, add it to your project like this. And add this over here. And then in the asset, import from the project crocodile.png, and then I will import this crocodile, scale this to single scale and delete this from here. This crocodile image I will delete it from here if it has been added. Okay. Has not been. Okay, it is okay then. So I will use this crocodile name of this image from my asset file, crocodile mouth close. Here I will just add in my add crocodile. Here you can use crocodile mouth close texture, and the position of the crocodile will be in the middle of the screen if you need. The texture size will be same as the image size you have taken, and the crocodile will be added. See, also you need to add the Z position for this crocodile, because you need to put this crocodile over the background. So I will use the Z position as 1 for this, and for the background I will use the Z position to be 0. Like this. Now the crocodile will come over the background. The crocodile is very large, so we can reduce the size of the crocodile image with opening the image with preview, or we can use the dot size. We can use multiplier in dot size in the part of our code, crocodile dot size. We can reduce this image to be half, or we can use the smaller size image also. So you can do any of the thing as you wish. Also, what we need to add a water, and we need to add a fruit and a root. So we will add a water and then we will add a fruit. So let us first of all reduce the size of the crocodile image. It will be good if I can reduce the size of my crocodile image from here also. So I will just open this crocodile image from my asset, open in preview. I'm just going to reduce the size using this tool, and you can use any image you wish like, but I have used this image. It is looking a bit hazy from the boundary, but okay, you can change the image. So you will use this tool, adjust size, and it is 375 by 450. I will use 275, and the size will be reduced. I need a little bit smaller, so I will use 100 size, and it will be okay for me. Okay, then I will add a water also. Before that, I need to animate this crocodile image to mouth open and mouth shut, and for that we will use SK action, and we will run SK action in a sequence. So let us run our Xcode, and then we will use a animation for the crocodile image. See, crocodile image is very small, so I need to increase the size of crocodile image a bit more. It is becoming a little bit blurred if I increases the size. So let me do one more thing. Let me delete this image from here, and I will just add it once again. Import from project and import. I will import it from my project that I added. Crocodile mouth close. This image I will add from here. So this has been added. This is the original size image. I will just use a multiplier, that will be okay. So I will just write this crocodile dot size inside my crocodile dot size, width multiplied by 0.5 and height also multiplied by 0.5. This will not blur my image, this will just reduce the size of my image, so this it will be good. See, now it is okay. Let me animate my crocodile. For animating, what I need to add a mouth close texture, mouth open texture. So I will use, let me just use this animate crocodile. It is good practice to create a separate function for any independent function. So I can use animate with two image function. So I can use this function to any other project also, and I will use the texture over here. Texture 1 is to sk texture and texture 2 is to sk texture, and I will use this function. Okay, now how I will animate? I will just use this texture 1 and texture 2 with a I will add this texture 1 and texture 2 in a sk action, and then I will add a weight function, a weight sk action, and then I will add these 4. I will add mouth open sk action, then weight, then mouth close sk action, then weight in a sequence. So let us write the sk action for mouth open. Let is equal to sk action dot set texture, and the name of the texture will be texture 1. Again I will create another action. Let me write it as mouth open action, and then I will create a function variable for mouth close, and for the mouth close the texture will be texture 2. Now I will create a weight action. Let is equal to sk action dot wait for duration. Wait for duration, how many seconds? If you need whatever you want to do, whatever wait time you want to take, you can take. I have taken 1 second. Now I will create a array of action. Let array of sequence, or you can say array of action, is equal to, first of all the crocodile will open its mouth, then wait for 1 second, then it will close the mouth, and then again it will wait for 1. So I have created an array of action. Now I will create a sequence, that is let sequence is equal to sk action dot sequence, and inside the sequence I need to write this array of action, you can say. So this is my sequence. So I have created a sequence. It is saying say SKXN here. Okay. Now I have created a sequence. This is weight action. Okay. Now what I need to do? I need to in my crocodile node, that is the node that I have created. So I will take one variable more here, that is node, and this node will be sk sprite node. So I will do node dot repeat forever dot run. Inside my run I will write repeat forever run sk action dot repeat forever, and inside the repeat forever I will provide this sequence. So this is how my crocodile will be animated, and I will call this animate crocodile inside my add crocodile. Now what will I give this function? I will give a texture, and the texture will be first of all mouth close texture. So I will create one more variable for mouth open and mouth close texture. This is texture, and I will write texture 2 here, and this will be mouth open, crocodile mouth open. If I have not added the image for the crocodile mouth open, I will add the image for that. For that I will just import my image from the final project that I have already created. So I am going to import that image mouth open crocodile image. This is mouth open crocodile image, and scale will be single scale. This is mouth close and this is mouth open. Take the name from here and write the name here. Now this is texture 2 and this is texture 1. So I will use this texture 1 over here also, and texture 1 will be, let me write it like this, texture 1 and texture 2, texture 1, and this is texture 1, and I will use texture 1 like this and texture 2 like this. For the node I will add the node I have already created. So this will animate my crocodile. Let me run my code and see what happened. Underscore texture 1 underscore.
I confirm in the
See, the code is running, and now you can see if the crocodile has been animated or not. See, now the crocodile has been animated. The crocodile is opening and closing its mouth and waiting for 1 second in between. I think I need to put the crocodile a little bit below. So let me place it a little bit below mid of the screen. So in the position mid Y, I will write add 100 more here, and the location will be fine. Okay, minus 100 will be there. and you can see the crocodile will be animated, placed a little bit below mid of the screen. So this is okay. Now I need to add the water. I will add water. For that I will create a function add water. It is very easy to add water. So let me just copy the code from add background and I will add the, or you can copy the code from, okay, now you will add water. Let it be texture. The name of the texture will be water. I will copy the image water texture from my final project. So water image, this has been added, single screen, and now you can see that my node has been node will be texture node dot size, node dot position, z position and then add node. Okay, now node dot size will be texture size. If you have taken the texture size properly, then it is okay, otherwise we will add a multiplier to it. So now the position mid of the screen, mid of x and mid of y. Now mid of y is not okay because I need it to be below crocodile. So you can use a crocodile node and then aligned it, but since I have taken mid of crocodile 10 pixel below mid of the screen, so 100 pixel below mid of the screen, so I will just use it 150 pixel below mid of the screen. So this is okay. Add water. Also you need to add the z position to be 1 because I need it to be above the background. I will call this function from my did move add water and my water will be added. I will run my code. See, the water has been added, but water is not looking proper because the location is not proper. So what you need to do is just use a proper location for water, and the water location I will calculate from max y, or you can say min y position plus height of the water texture. Let me see if it works. Min y plus height is not working. Let me say max y.
1, 2.
Max y plus y will work, but it will be height divided by 2. See, min y okay, min y plus height divided by 2. Now it is okay, but the width of the texture is not good, so I need to increase a bit width a little bit more. So I will use a multiplier for width and I will use a multiplier 1.5. Now it will be okay. Also, if you want it to be a little bit below the crocodile, so you can use this as 4 height. divided by 4. You can adjust the size and the position accordingly, and it will work fine. Now what I need? I need this crocodile to be above water. So I will write the Z position of the crocodile to be 2. So now it is okay. Now I will add the fruit and then the rope. Now we will add the fruit or feed for this crocodile. For that we will create a function add feed for crocodile. And call this function from did move. Also, after adding the fruit, we need to attach that fruit with a rope. So for that we will add a vine or set up vines for feed. So we are going to create two functions over here. Setup vine part will be called after the feed has been added. Add feed for the crocodile. So adding the feed for crocodile. How we will add a feed for a crocodile? We will put a apple, pineapple or anything that we want to feed this crocodile image here, and we will add a physics category to that feed so that the feed or a fruit get hanged to the rope, and whenever the rope eases out, the fruit can rotate like a pendulum or can act as a hanged object and behave accordingly. So it should have a physics category for that. So let us write the code to add feed for the crocodile. We will just add a image of a fruit and position it. Then we will add a physics body to it. We will also add the physics body to our crocodile because our crocodile will also be acting with the behaving as a physics body, and it should open its mouth when the feed come closer to its mouth. It should open its mouth and close its mouth when the feed crosses its does not come to its mouth. So it should also have a physics body. So we will define physics body for both the crocodile and the feed. So let us first add the feed. How we will add the feed? We will just add a texture node, position it, and then we will add a physics body. Texture will be we will be taking apple. Node, we will add texture to the node. We will size the image, size it accordingly to the texture size, and Z position will be okay. It can be 2 or it can be 1 also, because it has to be just above the background image. Okay, it should be 2 because it's 3. It should be 3 because it should also be above the crocodile as it falls. So this is a Z position. The position of the feed. The position of the feed will be in the middle of the X. It is okay, but for the Y it should be min of the Y, max. It should be max of the Y, and then texture height divided by 2. You can say texture height divided by 2. You can say max of the Y minus plus you will take max of the Y texture height divided by 2. Also max of the Y and you will add 300 more pixel so that it should be below the extreme top of the screen. It should be below, somewhat 300 pixel below. So this is how I will add my crocodile. So let me feed for the crocodile. Okay, let me add the image, apple image. I will import it from the final project. See, if I have a, here I have a ice cream also, I have a apple. I will take a apple. I have taken the apple, I have scaled it. Single scale. Scale should be single scale, so you don't need the 1x, 2x and 3x. The only one image will do the thing. So just run my code. And see what has happened. Okay, I can't see the apple, and this is because the position is not okay. Let me position it max of the y plus texture height plus 300. Let me see if it is okay. Maybe the Z position is not okay. Z position should be 5. Let me see what has happened. Or the image is not added to the asset properly, because I can't see any image over here. Let me delete it and add it once again. Now it is visible. We will just put it single scale. Let me see. Let me run my code and see if it is now visible or not. Okay, it should max of the y plus this texture height is making it outside the screen. So I should write minus. Now let me run my code. Max of the height plus 300, it is making it more. Let me delete this plus 300. Max height of the y. It should be min of the y. Min of the y on the top, and from the top it should add a texture height. Run the code. Yes. Now I should adjust the width and height. I will multiply it with 0.5 will make it half. So I will just multiply it with 0.5 and make the size to be half of the size. It is very large, So I will multiply it with 2, 0.2, and run my code. Now it is okay. Now I can attach a rope to my feed. Before that I should add a physics body to it, and SK physics property will be used. Let me put it a bit more below the screen. So I will write plus 100 over here and see the difference. Minus 100, sorry. Now it is okay. Let me write a physics property to the crocodile, feed for crocodile. Add physics to apple. How we will add physics to apple? We will write node dot physics body is equal to SK physics body, and the SK physics body, here it is apple, so we will take a circle of radius and the radius of the apple. Radius of the apple is texture height. This is the radius of this one divided by, okay, multiplied by, you can write 0.5, half, or you can say divided by 2. Divided by 2. This is the circle of radius. This is node dot physics body. Now what we'll do? Node dot physics body dot category bit mask. Then we will add contact test bit mask, and then we will add the density category bit mask. What is a category bit mask? We will define a physics category. We will create a enum for that. Enum physics category, and case 1 will be a, that is fruit, or you can say feed, and enum you can create a struct. Struct, name of the struct is physics body, and then inside the struct you will write let price, or you can say let feed is to UI int 32. uint 32 bit mask. U32, and this is equal to 1. You will add a physics category for the crocodile also. So here you will write 2. Thereafter you will write a physics category for the wine data or anything else. So we will create the physics category thereafter. Now for the feed we will use physics category. So physics body dot contact bit mask is physics category dot feed. Physics category
Nine.
Physics category dot feed. We will use a static variable over here, static keyword over here. Now it is okay. Physics category dot feed. Now node dot physics body dot collision bit mask, and this will be 0. Why? Because we don't want the apple to be bounce off when it hit the crocodile, so the collision will not occur, so collision will be, bit mask will be 0. Now node dot physics body dot contact, it should come in contact with test bit mask, is equal to, so what is the contact object? Contact object is a crocodile, so physics category dot crocodile will be written over here. Now node dot density is dynamic will be, first of all node dot physics body dot is dynamic will be set to false, because we don't want the is dynamic should be, I think this should be true, because it should act on a gravity and it should be dynamic. Is it going to fall off? No, so it is true. And node dot density will be, physics body dot density will be very light, so we will take it 0 instead of 0.9, which is the default value, we will take 0.5. So let us run our code and see what has happened. See, the apple is falling off. Suppose if you to write this is dynamic to be false, then see what happens. See, it is hanging now, but we want it, the gravity should act on it, so we will take it to true. Similar to this, we will add the physics body to crocodile also, because we want the physics to work on the crocodile also, because it has to detect the feed and open and close its mouth. So in the crocodile also we will be adding the physics, and the physics body here for the crocodile will be, here we had taken the texture with the size of the circle, but for this you can write the height of the texture. Okay, you can take the height of the texture also, you can use texture 1 also, but you can also take the in half of the size of the crocodile mouth. Crocodile texture, you can take a texture for the crocodile mouth. So for that we need to import that image. See if I have that image in my final project, I will import it, otherwise I will create a image also. I don't think I have that image, so let me create one image with the crocodile mouth, or you can write the size of that also. Let me create a texture for that. For that I will take the image of the open crocodile mouth, and I will just copy this image on my desktop, and I will just open it on my preview. I will cut this image with this, I will cut this image like this. You want the crocodile to detect the object only in this much of a area. If the feed comes in the this much of the area, the crocodile should open its mouth. So I will just take this image. So I will just put this image, crocodile mouth open, crocodile mouth, and I will just use this image over in my asset, import it to my asset from the desktop, and I will scale it, single scale, and use this image. But I don't think this image is coming properly, so let me just do it once again. Mouth open. Now it is okay. And now I will use this texture for physics body. So this is a, you can say it as a mouth texture, name it as a texture and write it over here, and I will use this, not circle with radius, you will use a physics body with a texture. Texture will be my texture and size, CG size, and width and height will be same as this texture. Texture dot size dot width and texture dot size dot height. Now it is okay. Node dot physics body is okay. Now physics category with mask, collision with mask is dynamic will be false here because we don't want the crocodile to fall off. Density will be default, so we don't put density. It will be taken as default density, and now it is okay. Contact bit mask will be feed, and category bit mask will be crocodile. So let me run my code again. Now you can run the code and the feed has been added. Now we will be adding the loop for the feed so that it get stuck to a point. Let me run my code again and see what has happened. See, the fruit is falling off. So it is okay. Now let us write the code to add the vines. We will add that single image multiple times to create a loop. First of all, I will take a pinpoint, and from that pinpoint I will connect several images together to create a loop, and then I will create an array of these loop segment, and the last item from that array, I will take out the last item from that array and attach that or join that last item of that array with our feed. So this is how my first loop will be created. Similarly, I will create two other loop and my loop part will be done. So what I need to do is I will create a sknode class, a custom sknode class. In that sknode class, I will initialize the length of each loop, first loop, second loop, and then the third loop. So I will initialize the length of each loop, the anchor point or a pinpoint from where the loop has to start, and the name of the segment for every node that will get connected together to create a loop. So I will create, first of all, let me create a custom loop class. I will create a new file, name that file as a custom node. What will be the type? The type will be sknode, and I will create this class. Add this class to my project. Import Spritekit. Since it is not imported by Xcode by itself, so this is my custom node class. Here in the custom node class, I will be taking three variables. First variable will be the length. Length will be of type integer. The second variable will be of the anchor point, the point from where the loop will start, anchor point, and this anchor point is of type CG point. And the third variable that I will take will be the wine textures taken together. Wine textures, and this will be the array of this sknode, and I will initialize it with empty array. Next, what I will do, I will create an init method. Init, override the init function, and in the initialize part, I will initialize it with the length that I will take from the game scene class. Then the anchor point, this will also be taken from the game scene class. And the third one will be the name of each node that will be connected together. Now, let me initialize the variable that I have taken. So I will write self dot length will be this length from the function. Why node dot attach the node to scene self. And one more thing we will be doing, we will be why node dot attached to feed. We will create another function here in the custom node. Attach wine to feed, and we will be calling this function. Now it is okay. Let me run and check if I am getting any error. So it is okay, but my methods are incomplete, so I will be completing that method. Next, the anchor point, and next will be the name. A required method will be added, and this is how the custom node class will be created. Now what I will do, I will create another function to attach this node to scene. Attach the node to scene. And what will be the scene? I will take the scene from the game scene class. So that will be sk scene. I will take the z position of will be, let me take it 2, and then add child scene dot add child scene dot add child self. Thereafter I will create the vine holder. Create vine holder, holder, and what I will do, I will connect the vine holder. I will take out the last segment, and I will create a for loop and create a segment. A segment of vine texture. Take out the last segment. Take out the last segment and connect it to feed using joints. So these are the things we will be doing. Coming back to my game scene class. In the game scene class, I have already created a setup vine. So in the setup vine, I will be first of all taking 3 points. For taking 3 points, I will be creating a structure I have created. You can use a dictionary as well. So I have created a structure, and in the structure of vine data, I will take the length and a point. So let me create the first point. Let the first point is equal to vine data dot length will be 10. I will take CG point, I will take x and y. .1 and let it be 0.1 and let it be 0.1 also. The second point and the third point will be created like this. Third point, and this will be 0.5 I will take, and I will take 0.8. These are the 3 points. I will create a array of points. Let points is equal to these 3 points I will take. Inside the array, and what I will do, I will create a for loop for I in array of point dot enumerated data in array of point enumerated. What will be the data? I will take out the anchor point in length. So, and I will create a node. Vine node will be for the first point while node, or you can say a vine texture or root node or a data, anything. So this will be custom node class, and length will be the data dot length, and anchor point will be data dot point dot x multiplied by anchor point will be what? CG point. CG point, and this will be data dot point dot x and multiplied by the width of size dot width, and this will be data dot point dot y multiplied by size dot height, and name I will take string, and this is value of a string I. This is the vine node. So this is a vine node, custom node, and then I will self dot attach to point. In the custom node class I will create attach node to scene. I have created, so I will do self dot attach custom node dot in attach vine to feed. What we will provide it? Feed, and feed will be our sk sprite node. And what will be the feed? It will come from here and see attached to feed. Attached to feed, missing an argument. Argument will be my apple. So what I have taken here? Name of the apple, feed texture and node, it will be a global. So node. This will be the feed. And we will take out this feed. Put it over here. And now texture will be this texture, and I will use this feed node for my class like this. So this is the attach vine to feed. Attach the node to scene. Here I have attached the node to the scene. I will create a vine holder. Self dot let vine holder. Let me add the image also. First of all, let me use the texture. Texture is equal to texture, and texture will be the name of the image. Image name will be vine holder. Let me add it to my asset. Will import it. Root holder. This is the root holder. And now I also need the vine texture. So I will also import the vine texture. This is my vine texture. Root holder and vine texture, single scale. Okay. I will use the root holder name. Holder. Let vine holder. Let node, you can say. node is equal to sk sprite node, initialize with texture, node dot get position will be 3, node dot anchor point position and size, node dot size will be what will be the position? Position will be the anchor point and size will be the size will be CG point, CG size, and the size will be is equal to the texture, so it will be the width and a height, and width will texture dot size dot width, texture dot size dot height, and I will add child this node. Let me run and see what has happened. I can't see the holder. Why I can't see the holder? Is it because of this or anchor point is not good? See, the holders have been added, but the point are not good. So I will be using the better point. So the point I have taken for the y I have taken 0.1, so I will take y to be 0.9. Run it. Now it is okay. 3 points have been added. What I need a texture, vine texture connected together in a form of a node, and they will be, this I will use by using a for loop. So I will connect the texture together, vine texture, create the segment of vine texture. So for that I will create a texture of vine, image of the vine texture. I have already taken the vine texture image, vine texture image. What I will do, I will create a node, anchor point, size and all that. See, the texture name has to be changed, so node name has also be changed. Size and add these. So what I need to create a for loop. For this, first node will be the texture, then the for loop will be added for an array of the texture has to be added. So let us create a array of vine texture. So how we will create an array of vine texture? We will create a for loop for I in how much distance we will use, 1 to less than length I have taken from the game scene. So inside these two is this for loop, I will be using the texture will be the vine texture, node will be the texture taken, and what I will do, I will just vine texture dot append node, this node. Now what will be the size and position? Size, what I will add, size, next I will add position, and next I will use the node dot name So what will be the size? Size will be same, the size of the texture. So we will use CG size, width and the height of the texture, size dot width, texture dot size dot height, position. Position, what will be the position of this node? Position of the node will be calculated for using the offset. What will be the offset? Let me take out the offset. Let offset, y offset will be there because it will be vertical. So you can say y offset. Let y offset is equal to, what will be the y offset? EG point x and y offset will be CG float I multiply minus, sorry, I plus, it will initialize every time 1. This will be the y offset. So the position will become CG point x will be same as the anchor point dot x, but y will be anchor point dot y minus the offset. Name will be, you can say it will be I. So this is how the wine texture has been created. So let me print this wine texture. Print wine texture, or you can say the value of wine texture, and see. Let me run and check. See, the wine texture has been created and the position has been added. This is the wine texture. So next, after creating the array of the wine texture, what we will do? We will connect the, first of all we will connect the wine holder with the first item of the wine texture, and thereafter we will connect the previous item of the wine texture to the next one. So let us join wine holder and wine texture. First wine texture, you can say first wine texture. So how we will do? We will just create a join. This is another item of the Spritekit which is used for this. SK joint node. SK joint, SK physics joint pin dot init with body A and B and anchor point. So what will be the body A? Body A will be the wine holder which we have already created, and the name is node. So let me rename this node to wine holder. Wine holder. Oh sorry, wine holder. wine holder. This is the wine holder node. You can say the wine holder to wine holder node all. So the first item will be the wine holder node and the second item will be the this node. Name it as texture node. Wine texture node. So we will use the wine texture node, wine holder node, and the next item will be wine texture node. What will be the my anchor point? Anchor point will be the point from where the two thing has to be attached. They have to be attached from the mid of the wine holder. So we will use CG point, and we will write the X and a Y will be the wine holder node dot frame dot mid of X mid X and wine holder node dot frame dot mid of the Y mid of Y. So this is my joint and join. And now what we will do, we will create a escape physics. So we will create a this is showing me error because this is wine holder node dot sk physics body and wine texture node. This is not a wine texture node, this is a here we will use wine textures item 0, first item from the wine texture. Next, and here we will also use the physics body, and this item has to be a non-optional. Also anchor point. Okay, now we will use the scene dot physics body dot joins attach. What we will use? Physics body dot add function is used here. Add escape. This is add and escape physics join scene dot physics world. Syntax has to be remembered. Physics world dot add join. This is how our first item is connected. Let me run and see using a optional and non-optional. Let me run and see what has happened. Not showing me anything, showing me an error because I have used a wine holder node dot physics body, but what I need to use is a wine holder dot physics body wine holder dot physics body. Wine holder node is giving me something. Name sprite node dot texture. Name is coming null. Wine holder dot physics body. Wine textures. Dot physics body. Wine holder. Because I haven't added the physics to wine holder, so this is making the app crash over here. I need to add the physics body also to my wine holder and to my wines. So let me add physics to my wine holders. So for adding wine holder physics to these, let me copy the code from the feed physics and physics body added to feed. So add physics body. So let me use this to wine holder so that it won't crash. Texture will be this texture. Next is a category bit mask. Category bit mask, I will use another category for that, wines holder and wine. Wine and wine holder. Holder, and I will use 3 and 4 for these two. We can use enum as well here. So it is okay. Wine holder is getting connected with the wine. So here we will use wine. This dynamic is false because we don't let it fall off. Let it be true. This is the wine holder. And we will use this for wine as well. Texture node, wine texture node, wine texture node, texture node, wine texture node, wine texture node. Body will be texture and this will be the texture, and this will be wine, and this will be the wine holder. Dynamic is true, and this is okay. Okay, let me run and see. Now it is crashing on joint, saying see, it is connected to the wine holder, but it is not looking good because I have taken a wine in the offset. We have taken the actual height of the wine texture. We will use height of the wine texture divided by 4, then it will work okay. It is looking good. Next thing what we need to do, we need to set up join between wine parts. We will create two node, wine texture previous one and wine texture next one, and we will join these two nodes with the physics body. We will use wine textures previous wine texture item from the wine texture array, and next item from the wine texture array. Use the escape physics join pin and join these two items, and we will anchor point will be the mid of the node A, and we will use scene dot physics body attach. Now run the code and see the difference. Item 9, it is coming item 9 and it is out of index. Why? Wine texture as pu wine texture dot count is 9. Let it be length -1, then it will be okay. See, the texture have been added. Since I have done here divided by 2, they are attached very close to each other. Let me use divided by 2 instead of divided by 4. Now it is okay. Now what I need to do, connect these the last item with the fruit. So I will be connecting the last item. For that I have created a attach wine to feed method. In attach wine to feed method I will be creating this join again, and I will be taking out the last item from the wine texture and connect it with the feed. So let me do it. Take out the last node dot position, then join this and like feed dot join dot physics world and join. This is what we need to align the last. Take out the last one, last node dot position, joint will be body A will be the last node, body will be the B will be the feed dot physics body, and the anchor point will be the last node dot position. That is why we take it out. We have taken out the last node position. So let me run my code and see if it is working. Yes, it is working, but it is not looking good because I have taken the length of the second item to be very large. So let me reduce the length of the last item to smaller one. The second item to be smaller one. Instead of 10, I will use 4 and then see the difference. Let me take it to now it is okay, but doesn't look good. So let me use 20 or let me use 15 and then 4. See what happens. We can adjust the length and check what will be the best rope length for our project. See, it is okay. It is looking good. But I think 4 is too large. Let me use it 2. So with this we come to the end of our project. We will be cutting this rope in our next part of the tutorial and we will try to finish it. Goodbye for now.